Good morning to you people out in YouTube land. Um, it's another Wednesday morning has come around. Today it is September 25th. It's about 5:30 in the morning, and I am a happy camper today. I mean, I was hoping against hope that I would be able to achieve what I was able to achieve this past week. And I am so happy. In fact, no ado whatsoever. Bam! Right in the 240s. I hit it. This is the goal I wanted to hit before leaving. I'm going to Germany for about 2 weeks, starting this Friday. And I was like, you know something? I already know when I go out there, I have my pen, I'll be doing that. But what I'm not going to have is my scale on my floor the way I do this every single week. So I know I have consistency from week to week to week. So there's a possibility I don't even do a video for 2 more weeks. So I was like, all right, let me see if I can get there. Let me get into 240s because, I hit the 250s, I hit the 10%. Everything I'm doing now is just to get into the next 10s. And I was like, that would be fantastic if the last video I do right before I leave was in the 240s. And I was able to achieve it. And I'm so thrilled I was able to achieve it. And I mean, they're almost arbitrary numbers in a way, but it's a milestone for me. I'm able to get in there and just say yes, and now enjoy it for that brief moment, and then say, all right, now your next one's the 230s. How long does it take you to get there? I mean, it's been I'd say about 3 to 4 weeks per 10 pounds when I'm putting through the effort. So just before Halloween, if things can continue, if I can continue, besides just the motivation in my head, but my efforts themselves, I think I can do it. Now, that's one of the things that kind of derailed me in the past doing other efforts. We are going around, holiday season. I've got 2 young boys. We're gonna have Halloween candy in the house. We're gonna give Halloween candy out. So it's gonna be around. And I'm gonna have to make sure I keep my temptations under check. I might have to go out to the store and get another bag of clementines or something like that, the little mini oranges, just to say, hey, you want a snack? Snack those. Use my little talisman here to say, I'm reaching for something. Oh no. Reminder, don't do that. Rein it in. Get something more healthy. Get pretzel sticks or something like that. Or pop some popcorn. I just have to tell myself, stay off of them if you literally want to achieve your goals. Okay. I haven't had, success like this since using this, since changing my whole attitude, since changing my whole intake, since changing, how I do my exercises, and even the fact that I do some myself on the side. It's been a struggle, but that's part of the journey, and it's part of what I'm going through right now. So, and I say, people say, well, you're taking the drug, it's all the drug. Well, I know it's not all the drug. Okay, I have a huge combination of factors that I'm putting to work for myself to let me do this. Okay, am I taking Ozempic? Absolutely I am. But I do know that in the first weeks I was doing this, and when I was on a quarter dose, I had my first 7 or 8 pound loss. So I know I was able to do it myself at the beginning. This is just assisting. So what am I doing? I enjoy drinking when I'm at home. A lot of times I would end the day with probably about 2 tall mini glasses of whiskey. So the first one is enjoyable. That one goes down pretty fast. And the second one goes a little slower. So I think I estimated it was almost like a pint of whiskey a night or every other night. So And it was just, I'm an adult. It's what we do to unwind after your day of working, and then you get the kids all fed and ready for bed and finally tucked down and all that kind of stuff. You just kind of did it. So my drinking, I've dropped down to probably about a third of what I used to do. So all that extra is not entering my system. And then doing whatever it does when it does that. So I've done that. 2, I've really kept an eye on my eating habits. I do not do full plates anymore. In fact, I think with Ozempic, it kind of gives you almost like a chemical lap band. So I know that even trying to eat a lot is difficult because I'm getting full fast, which is fine. And in fact, one of the things I've been trying to do is, even though I've been getting full faster, trying to substitute what I eat with better things to eat. You can fill up on vegetables and fish and that kind of thing, which is better than just filling up on pasta or breads and that kind of stuff as well. Not saying don't have carbs. I'm saying those things are very filling, but they're also laden. So I'm trying to keep my mix comfortable and let my body help it do its work. It's one of those like Jerry Maguire things. Help me help you. It's just I gotta put my effort into letting this system work the way it's gotta work. So drinking, food, and like I said, I have a gym membership which I still haven't used in like 8 months. But I made sure I was like, listen, let me go find my trainer. I knew this guy I wanted to use, and I'm actually going to see him now. See him like 3 times a week. So, and we talk about my goals as we're doing it to keep them in mind. For instance, my first thing was, if I'm going to lose a bunch of weight, I don't want to get that fat flab. So as much as we can, let's work on the core and the abs to keep my belly as tight as we possibly can make it. Or even my chest. If I had man tits before and I'm losing weight and they start to kind of like, sag or something like that, I want to make sure that we do more chest exercises, build this up, and then I'm not going to have those effects just with weight loss. The exercise will help supplement how I look as I go week to week, 3 days a week, whatever else. In fact, when I saw him last Monday, and I'll see him again tonight, but when I saw him last Monday, I told him, I was like, listen, I'm starting to get a little droopier here. What can we do? He goes, we'll hit chest. We'll make sure we throw some of those exercises in more frequently. He goes, but what you got to realize is I see him 3 days a week. Even that extra 4th day a week, if I'm just doing chest exercises on the side, that one day is going to give me benefits. So don't just concentrate on my time with him. Take that home. Do it at home. And I know I've got a couple dumbbells out in the garage of a couple different weights, and they're just sitting there gathering dust. So I gotta bring those inside. I gotta put them on the floor of my office here so I can see it and say, oh, why don't I just do a couple, exercises while I'm sitting here? And I will. That's the new thing I gotta do. So, intake, injections, drinking, exercise. Oh, and the magical 5th one too is, because the doctor had given me a test and I have sleep apnea again, I now have that little CPAP machine on the side of my bed with the hose and the mask and everything, and it helps me breathe at night. That's another thing that's helping me out. More oxygen to the blood, which is the literal definition of aerobic. You think aerobic, you might go back in your mind to like the 80s of like the women with, the one piece and then the shorts on the outside and the long warm-up socks or whatever else, doing aerobic exercises. And while they may be aerobic exercises, the aerobic part of it is literally oxygen to the blood. That's all it is. So now at night, I don't stop breathing as often as I used to, because the machine forces the air into my lungs. So just I'm getting more aerobic breathing at night while I'm asleep. I'm exercising while I sleep. So um, those 5 things, and I'm sticking with all 5 things, are helping me make things like this happen. And again, it's about mindset. So where does this bring me now? So I have my notes in the back. So I lost 3.4 pounds since I talked to you last Wednesday. And that's a loss in total of 37 pounds. So I'm just around the corner from pulling out my 40-pound charm and adding it to my ring. But like I said, even though I've been very happy with my success over the past 16 weeks, I'm going to Germany for 2 weeks. There will be eating out most of our meals. We're not really going to be cooking at all. We're going to be drinking because it is Oktoberfest, and Germany is known for having good beer. And their beer is actually even better sometimes than American beer because they do not have all the chemicals in it that American beer has. So it's almost like healthier beer, but I'll see what happens. The 2 things I'm looking forward to on top of this situation is, due to the fact that the stomach is smaller, I'm not going to be able to imbibe or even food as much as I used to. So I'm going to have a limitation on what I can put in my system. And while I'm not hoping just to push that limitation or whatever, I do know that's going to be something that's going to assist with not gaining as much weight as I possibly could. And number 2, my wife is doing a lot of research now to have an itinerary of excursions. So we might be walking, touristing, and doing that kind of stuff a lot. So I will be walking more on this trip than I do usually by sitting in this chair in front of these monitors working every day. So I got goods and bads happening simultaneously. So hopefully they will cross out and I have something to report. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what I'm going to have out there, if there's even a scale available that I can try out. So you might not see me for shots 18, 19. I will be able to take them while I'm out there, but you might not be able to have a report from me for 3 weeks from now. And then we'll see. I mean, knock on wood, if everything goes perfectly, I could come back in the 230s, which would be absolutely amazing. And because it would be amazing, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make that happen. I mean, we're talking about I'd have to lose 9.1 pounds in the course of 3 weeks, which is doable, provided this momentum can continue. But like I said, I know that I drink a lot of Slim Fast shakes for my breakfasts and lunches. I'm not going to do that out there. So there's going to be something more substantive than what I do now that's helped me do my success that I've had so far. So let me get my shot in there. Again, I don't know what else I could say except for the fact that I'm pretty happy. So, as far as any side effects or whatever else, I'm pretty sure I'm still at the no side effects. I do know that there is a feeling I have on my right side of the stomach. There's something going on there. It's a little discomfort, but it might have a little bit of pain once in a blue, but nothing that's, I don't curl up. There's nothing I'm extremely concerned about. I will mention it to my doctor, but I'm not going to see him again for another 3 months when I get my blood test done finally to see actually what all these efforts have been doing for my system. But it's the only thing that I can actually say I felt in this whole process is whatever this thing is on the right side of my stomach. It hasn't moved or translocated, so I know it's nothing like in my bowels or in my intestines that has to get pushed out. But it's there. So other than that, there has been no loss of desires to do things personally. Like people like to say, oh, you turn into a zombie because first you don't want to eat anymore, and then you'll stop doing your hobbies, and then you'll stop doing whatever else. No, that's not the case. In fact, another reason I was looking forward to doing this video is this channel, I'm about to drop my 800th video. Videos being like things like this, or I do book reviews out here, and I do a lot of audio recording. So I'd like to do audio recording as a future. So, I'm full steam ahead with hobbies and stuff like that. So I am not seeing any lethargic side effects of any kind. I am just a man going about doing his business, using this stuff, and looking into his future, trying to get to be a better me, One thing I'm extremely happy about, by the way, is putting on t-shirts like this. I could just put them on and they fit great. In the past it was like, let me put this on. Oh, wait, let me put my elbows in the shirt and stretch it out a little bit so it fits better across the chest and it's not, hugging too much and my nipples are poking out, whatever else. But, no, it's actually been fantastic. Putting on a shirt and saying, boom, this shirt fits the way it's supposed to. So, I'm happy I'm doing this. I'm happy I'm seeing the results for myself. And I hope that you can see a person getting happy by doing what he's supposed to be doing. And maybe that'll have you get happier for what you're doing. You might not be able to have all 5 things working for you. So perhaps you don't get the drug for whatever reason. The doctor won't give it to you, or unfortunately, it can be unaffordable at times. I am fortunate the fact that I work a job that has excellent insurance and they cover it. Of course, the doctor had seen that I had a diabetic blood test result once, so it helped push things along. And number 2 is you might not require a sleeping machine, a CPAP. So what would that leave you? Exercise. I'm not going to say diet. I'm going to say watching what you eat. Put yourself into almost the caloric deficit if you can, but definitely make sure that you get like some of nature's foods inside of you. Not every meal. I ain't saying go salad 3 times a day or 3 meals a day for 7 days a week for the rest of your life. I'm saying make sure you have substantial portions of it when you do things. And drinking. If you happen to be a drinker or something like that, just, make it social, make it just enough. Don't fill the glass all the way. Even with beers, they make minier cans. Tell yourself I'll have 1 mini can. And that's it. It's not a race to see who can finish the most. I've literally run out of anything to say, so I'm not going to keep this going on any further. If there's anything you want to talk about, please let me know. Like I said, I'm very responsive with everyone that makes comments. Give me criticisms, give me praise, ask me questions, tell me your story. Everything's welcome here. Okay? In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day. I'd love to see you again next week. I might not see you for 3 weeks. So, wish me luck. Bye-bye now.